I am Esther, I am from Spain. I decided to come here to Lithuania because it's really exotic. I like to dance, I like to sing, I like to speak with people. I have a lot of things here. I always can go to dance, can go to sing, and I enjoy to do this because they give me opportunities to do what I want. But I really love Lithuanian people because they are really open, they are really good person that you can speak with them. And I always, when I was in Spain, I think that Lithuanian people and Russian people are similar because we heard about, they are really cold, they are always like this, and they don't speak with nobody. But this is not true. And when they look you for the street and you look like not Lithuanian, they always ask you, sorry, where are you from? What are you speaking? What language you speak? Oh, you are from Spain. What are you doing here in Lithuania? Spain is really far away. And I explain that I am volunteer, and they are surprised, but they like.
It's 1:05 in the morning. There you go. 1:05, and just got back to the room in where I'm staying from the other apartment, where I've been just uploading a few photos and things. I've just chucked everything into a folder for day 2, which probably isn't very good. And it's Sunday morning at the moment, and I arrived on Friday, and we don't start any sort of official work till Monday. So I'm still kind of settling in and relaxing, and later on Sunday I'll move into the other apartment to stay with the other guys because some of the people who are there now will be gone. So I'll just show you the room. It's like any room anywhere else, apart from the fact it's in a huge tall communist block on the outside in a minefield of identical looking blocks. But the inside, they seem to be quite cool, pretty flexible, do what you want with it. I don't know if they're owned or rented, but it's quite nice. So I've got some good decoration on the wall here. It's a girl's room, you can probably tell as I go around. Some decent cupboards in here, I'm not using them, but I've got my media station just down here, my hard drive and stuff going around. Bags, this is partly some of the stuff that I carry around with me. My shoes on my feet, obviously. Rucksack with camera and things in it, tripod to the left. Been shopping today. In that green bag I've got some food, and my microphone's over here. So it's a decent sized room, it's quite good, can't complain. So today's gone quite well. Got up after last night, clubbing till 5-ish. Got up at 10 or 11 or something, and Nurios came round at 12, and so we went around Kaunas. We looked at the old church. Actually, we started off in a working monastery, which is occupied by around a dozen nuns, and we took photos in that, which is now a museum, and they're on Facebook. Then we went to the centre of Kaunas, and I saw the church and the top of the main street, which is in a lot of the things. If you search for Kaunas, that's what you'll see. We went down the main street, we walked around lots of sort of back alleys, saw some old churches, the oldest building. Then we went to Kaunas Old Town. There's an old town in Kaunas which is very, very nice. We had some sushi in the old town, which is nice and modern, which is really nice. Then we walked down to the river over what used to be a suspension bridge but isn't anymore. We saw an area which is called the Colosseum, which is lots of seats looking down on a performance tent stage, open air. And then we went back round through a big park, past an old church which has been turned into a warehouse, as many of the churches were in the Soviet times. So there's a lot of dilapidated churches knocking around that used to be warehouses or gyms or things. One of the Ukrainian girls was saying a lot of the churches were gyms in Ukraine in the Soviet times. And then we went back round to the old town where we had a pint in a coffee shop. This was about 6 or 7 at night, and I started falling asleep, and we left at 8 or 9. Nereus went home because he lives in the centre of Kaunas, and I went back to the flat, and now I'm here after I've been sat in the flat uploading things. So it's been a good day. I've not really had too much of a talk with people as we've been taking things in. I mean, last night I got to talk to Nereus about the impact of living in a communist state growing up on him, and how old people feel, different generations, how they react to it. And then we talked about, you know, the recovery of it, because Lithuania looks, I don't know if it is poor or not, but it feels like it's still developing. But that doesn't hinder anything, at least the quality of life. Now he says isn't always ideal, and there's a big divide, but then again that's the same in many other places. You know, it's quite cheap for me, but I think the average wage is a lot lower. I think he said maybe 400 litas, which is something like, I don't know, I can't remember the conversion rate. Divide it by 5 to get the whatever it's worth in pounds. So yeah, it's an interesting place. I haven't explored it actually. I need to find out more. So I'll probably report back with more once I've got a bit of the bigger picture of Lithuania. So far, so good. Lots of history, even from the times when it wasn't in existence. And yeah, nice place. You kind of need a car to get around, but Nereus drives. So I think that's it for day 2 of 16. So thank you very much for watching. Day 2 in Kaunas. Still the weekend. It's Sunday, so I've been here I arrived on a Friday, and my work starts tomorrow. So what we've done today is another touristy day, and we've been around Kaunas. And today I've been helped out by this very nice guy who's getting a phone call on Skype right now. Yeah. This is Maurizio. He's from Italy, and you can't see. Oh no, there we go. He's Italian, and he's just on the phone to one of his friends actually, which is quite cool.
Ciao, tutto a posto?
It's his dad.
Bene, tutto a
Getting a
posto.
phone call from his dad. So we've got another guy here who's from Macedonia, and he's grabbing a pint in the kitchen. Hey, hello. He has a phone call from his dad. So shall we talk about today in the kitchen?
Yeah,
Okay. So this is a new flat, by the way. I've been moved into a new place.
New place for sleeping. New since 1960.
So
maybe a bit new.
Yeah. More at home. Here, there's some guys, and the other place was girls. And
I prefer the other place.
So yeah.
If I was in your place, I wouldn't agree to come back here.
So today we went to, we got up and we went to where did we go? We got the bus, then we went to the Devil's Museum, which is a museum about devils, quite cool. And then we went to a museum about a national painter in Lithuania whose name I can't remember. It's been a long day. What's his name?
Chiliunas, something like that, I don't know.
Yeah, he painted like
Don't
things.
take me serious, I don't know. Chiliunas, maybe.
Mythological paintings or something.
Impressionist.
Yeah, the Impressionist painter from Lithuania. Quite cool. Died in 1911, born in 1875.
Yeah, 1875, yeah.
Yeah.
Died because of his wife,
Yeah,
I think.
pneumonia.
We assume that. Yeah.
Yeah, it was good. And then we went to this church, a big church on top of Kaunas. You can see the whole of the city. I've got photos I'll upload, and that was quite cool. After this, we went to the shopping mall, or the supermarket area. We looked at some items until it closed, and then we came back and I've moved places, and that's that. Now we're going to watch some TV on the internet.
Yeah, and if in the meanwhile I was in a military museum, so just to be recorded. So if you want to go to the military museum again, come after 6 months because it's under construction. Yeah. It's half empty.
Yeah. How have you? Can I ask you how you found your day? Good day, bad day.
Quite nice day. I mean, I usually want to sleep in Sundays and watch football or something, but anyway, since there's no football, I'm not at home, so this is not a bad idea.
But I quite like the view of Kaunas actually. It's a very, very nice view.
Yeah, from the top, yeah. But they closed the better door.
Yeah.
The better balcony. So
and then
anyway.
actually, then afterwards we found a restaurant very nearby, with no name, but just they served lots of traditional food, and I got like potato meat omelette thing, and
it was pretty cool place, yeah. I had how it's called shishlik in Lithuanian. Shishlik, yeah. There was a pretty nice waitress back there, yeah.
Yeah.
Must mention it.
And I fell off a hammock, so I sat down and said, "Oh, cool! They have a hammock. I have one of these," and I sat on a hammock and fell off. And this child found it funny.
Yeah. The child was just left me around. Nice.
And I let him have a go of the camera as well. So he said it's very heavy, or at least he said something that sounded like that. He went, "Oh," when I let him hold the camera. So
nice.
Yeah. So I think that's a rundown of day 2. That's all done really.
Those who avoid and evade the reason for the Second Amendment to the U.S. Constitution would surely admit that if Lithuania had a Second Amendment, Mikhail Gorbachev violated it on March 22, 1990. Russian troops seized arms from the Lithuanian militia, or was the right of the people to keep and bear arms actually violated 2 days earlier when Premier Gorbachev ordered private citizens to turn in their hunting and competition guns to the Russian army within 1 week for temporary safekeeping, or have them confiscated and their owners imprisoned? Or was the right of the people to keep and bear arms initially violated many years before, when the people were first prohibited from possessing guns without permission of government and laws were passed requiring every gun to be registered? In fact, the Soviet Constitution guarantees the people the right to keep and bear arms, and Lithuania is part of the Soviet Union, or so Gorbachev contends. But obviously the Soviet government pays no more attention to that constitutional freedom guarantee than do the majority of the U.S. government, the International Association of Chiefs of Police, or CBS, and the Washington Post. What is the difference precisely between the confiscation of private firearms in Lithuania and the confiscation ordered by S-166, the Graves Bill, now pending in the New Jersey Senate? What is the difference precisely between the registration law in Lithuania, which makes confiscation possible, and the registration of military-style firearms required by California's Roberti-Roos Bill, which went into effect January 1st, 1990? What is the difference precisely between Lithuania's law prohibiting the people from owning military-style firearms and the so-called assault rifle bans now pending in both houses of Congress and in many states? The difference is that the people of the United States are free men and women who can trust their benevolent government forever? Note, nothing has so clearly demonstrated the reasons for the Second Amendment and the reasons it must be defended than when on December 14, 1981, when General Jaruzelski declared martial law in Poland, placed all press under total government control, and declared all firearms licenses and gun registration certificates void, requiring the licensed owners to turn in their registered guns within 48 hours. Of course, since the government knew where every gun was, except those in the hands of criminals, they had no choice but to comply.